Hello everyone, this is Sushant Shivam and I'll be doing the case analysis of Hiralal and others versus Badkulal and others 1953 AIR 225. Facts of this case are that the suit arose in the Court of District Judge of Umaria for the recovery of Rs 34,000 principal and Rs 2,626 interest due on the foot of mutual dealings. The suit was dismissed by the district judge but was decreed on appeal by Judicial Commissioner of Andhra Pradesh. A certificate for leave to appeal to this court was granted as the case fulfilled all the condition and requirement in force relating to the appeal to the Supreme Court. The defendant did not admit the claim and it was pleaded that no accounts were explained to them when the signature of Bhaiyalal and Hiralal were obtained in the plaintiff's ledger on 3rd September 1949 acknowledging the suit amount as due from them. In paragraph 4 of the written statement, it was alleged that the plaintiff number 2, Deepchand, having threatened to bring a suit against the defendant 1 and 2, whose financial position was bad, and having represented the plaintiff number 1, Badkulal, would be angry and abuse the plaintiff number 2, and having assured on oath by placing his hand on a deity in a temple that no suit shall be brought. The amount of interest would be reduced, and also asked the defendant 1 and 2 to sign the khata, who signed the same without going to the accounts on the faith of this statement made by Deepchand, and hence defendants were not bound by this signature. Furthermore, in paragraph 9 of the written statement, it was alleged that in fact Rs 15,000 or 16,000 as principal amount were due to plaintiff from the defendant, but the suit had been filed for much larger sum than due. There were two main issues raised in this case. First, on whom does the burden of proof lies, on plaintiff Badkulal or on the defendant Hiralal? Second issue was whether a suit can be filed on a mere acknowledgement of debt. On this issue, Mr. Bindra, the advocate from the plaintiff's side, contended that it should have been held that Bhaiyalal did not sign at the same time when the entry was written, but he signed later on. The defendant's side argued that Munims were checking the accounts, and when both the Munims said that so much was the balance, Hiralal then signed, and that Hiralal and Bhaiyalal themselves did not check any account. Mr. Brindra from the plaintiff side contended that it should be held that Bhaiyalal was not present when the acknowledgement was signed cannot be sustained. On this, defendant side argued that Hiralal deposed that when he signed, Bhaiyalal was not present. He signed afterward, and Kulai Munim came with the Bahi saying that the Badkulal and Deepchand had quarrelled among themselves that there should be the signature of Bhaiyalal. It was for Bhaiyalal to explain his signature by going into the witness box, but he did not give evidence in the case, and therefore is no explanation why he did so. After listening to the arguments from both the sides, Honorable Supreme Court held that the district judge not only approached the decision of the case from an erroneous point of view, but he also incorrectly appreciated the material of the record. The learned judicial commissioner was therefore perfectly justified in reversing his decision and in holding that on 3rd September 1949 there was an adjustment of the accounts actually done by the Munims and accepted by the principal, and story of the coercion and misrepresentation was false. The acknowledgement, which was formed from the basis of suit, was made in the ledger of the plaintiff, in which earlier mutual accounts had been entered, and truly speaking, the suit was not based merely on the acknowledgement, but was based on the mutual dealings and the accounts stated between them, and thus clearly maintainable. Hence, the appeal was dismissed. The Honorable Supreme Court referred to the case of Ghulam Murtaza versus Fasihunisa for the decision they made. In this case, it was held that if an acknowledgement implies to promise to pay, it cannot be made the basis of the suit and treated as giving rise to a fresh cause of action, and hence the appeal has no merit, and it was accordingly dismissed at all cost. Thank you.